Today we are demonstrating widening the rear end on a TYM T4058P. What we're going to do is loosen all the lug nuts on the wheel, take the wheel off. While it's laying face down on the ground, we're going to loosen the rim bolts that are on the outer perimeter and flip this middle wheel disc, the opposite direction. We're going to flip it 180 degrees and put it back in, and this will widen this wheel out about 4 inches. Instead of being right here, it'll be sticking out about right there. Right now the fender and the edge of the tire are almost even, just about even. We're going to put this about 4 inches out on each side to widen out the rear end. We're going to make a big booty Judy out of this 4058. My apologies to anybody named Judy. This is not directed directly at you. We are widening this rear end, so let's get to it. Ready? Disc up 180 degrees backwards, and then put the rim bolts back in and torque them down to 140 foot-pounds. Gonna snug these up because we're gonna leave them all loose till we get everything centered again. And then once we get the middle disc centered, we will go around and torque them all back down to 140 foot-pounds. I'm using a Quinn pre-selected lug nut wrench that runs from 80 foot-pounds to 160 foot-pounds. Today we're torquing these wheels, lug nuts, and rim bolts to 140 foot-pounds with a 24 millimeter socket on the rim. The lug nuts are 22 millimeter, and we will torque those back down too. You want to crisscross your bolt pattern when you're torquing these up so you don't get too much pressure on one side, is the reason why I'm jumping around. Now we're going to put the wheel back on the tractor. Okay, we got the wheel back on there. We've got a couple of lug nuts back in the wheel to hold it so it won't fall off. Get those hands started, and then we'll suck it up against the hub, and then we'll torque them down somehow. I don't really know how that's going to turn out with such a big in-depth wheel. I guess we'll figure that out when we get to there, get to that point. That's already looking much better, much wider. Now the middle threads is up against the center fender. The outer fender, I mean, is hitting the center of the tire, which is almost exactly where I thought it would end up, which is perfect. Perfect width. Of course, it's not sucked up against the hub all the way either. 22mm socket. And I have got to go get an extension. Now, if you want to argue about using an extension on a torque wrench, head on down to the comment section and knock yourself out. I'll be glad to read it. I am not going to engage in an argument with you, though. Be forewarned. Okay, that takes care of that wheel. We moved it out considerably. Let me pick my camera up. I'm going to show you what the opposite side looks like before we move it and bring you back over here and show you a side view of what it looks like now. This is the right hand side that we have not moved yet. As you can see, it's pretty even with that fender. And this is the side that we just extended outward and widened. You can see there's the edge of the tire, and there's the edge of the fender. Pretty significant difference. Way, way, way more stability. Okay, that's it for this video. That's how you widen the rear end on most tractors, regardless of brand. This happens to be a TYM T4058P. These are 14.9-28-inch wheels. Tires. The wheel is 28 inch. You might as well say 15 inches wide, because it's over 15 inches wide on the bottom when the weight's on it. As I mentioned before in several videos, I widened the front end by myself. I took the disc and inverted it, and when I did that, that made the front edge, outer edge of the front tires even with the back. Now the back are sticking out a little further than the front, just a hair, but it has way more stability. It even looks sexier. Maybe my wife will think my tractor's sexy. Thank y'all for watching.